Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imani and I love all things planner and self-care related. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new content. Happy June! I'm so excited to be planning for a new month. This video is actually going to be kind of a continuation of last week's video. So if you haven't watched last week's video, stop. Yes, I'm talking to you. Stop and go check it out because I introduced a new method of planning, particularly for the new month. In this video, it's kind of a continuation of that because we're gonna continue on with planning for the month in my inserts, and I'll show you how I used last week's sort of monthly pre-plan, the new planning method, to prepare for this plan with me. So there will be a lot of overlap, so I really do encourage you to watch last week's video if you haven't already. But grab your planner, grab your favorite beverage, grab your favorite pen, and let's get started. Okay, we have a million things to do for this plan with me, so let's get started. The first thing I wanted to replace is the monthly calendar, sort of, I don't know what you call this, a planner card for this beautiful display case. It's the acrylic display case. I think we've had this for some time now. It came in a cloth and paper subscription box, and this is where I keep my monthly cards. I know that they gave us previously some cards with, I think there were like different flowers and stuff on it, so I think that was almost a year ago now, but I like to keep the monthly cards in here and keep that right on my desk. And surprisingly, I actually do use it a lot despite having access to calendars on my desktop as I'm sitting at my desk. For some reason, it's just a lot easier for me to look up and look to see what a date is in June rather than pulling up a calendar on my phone or on the desktop. So let me put this back. Perfect. Okay, that's the first thing. That's done. Have to get that out the way. Next, I want to move on to mainly the date related things. So I'm going to start by filling out this acrylic calendar first. I did prep by erasing May. This sits on the table behind my desk. So if you watched my desk setup, I did one for spring that shows kind of how my desk area is set up. And I have this acrylic board on the table behind me, so that way I can see it. It's in my face. I know what's going on at all times. Alrighty, so if you know the Posca pens, you gotta warm them up a bit. So I'm gonna shake this. Give it a good shake so we start off strong, and then I'm going to date the calendar. Okay, I don't know if you can really see that well. What's really interesting is because the desk mat is colored, I really can't even see it either. So I'm squinting as well, but we're gonna continue on. I put all the dates down. I usually like to put June and stuff up there, but if you can't tell, I'm deflecting a little bit to give a little time for the pen to dry. It is like a marker-based pen, so if you're ever using this, just keep that in mind. Like, it takes maybe like 10 seconds or so to really dry. So down here on the notes, I think that's where I want to add some of the upcoming things for July. So as far as June is concerned, let's get started with that. So the 16th would be Father's Day. And then the 19th is Juneteenth. So there's no work on that day. I guess I can't spell because I'm like, how do I spell Juneteenth? We'll just write Juneteenth. And then the 14th, I'm taking a half day from work. I probably should have just took the full day. Okay, so the half day, the 14th. And I do have a couple appointments this month. I have to reschedule my doctor's appointment, hopefully for June, but we'll see. For the 4th, I do have an appointment as well. So we'll just write, is that dry? Okay, that's still a little wet. So we'll start with the 6th, or the 7th rather. That is the date of my friend's therapy practice opening. So I'll just write opening. At 3 p.m. And then on the 4th, my appointment is at 3:30. So we'll just write appointment at 3:30. Okay, so let me bring this up so you can see it for real. Hopefully that's better. It is white, but the wall that this sits along is blue, so the color is able to pop out, and I can definitely see it a little bit better than what we're seeing it right now. Compared to some of my other months, this is actually a pretty light month. There's not a ton of things going on as of right now, but I'm pretty sure other things will pop up throughout the month. But I do appreciate a slower month because, you know, things have just been really busy. So I am gonna write June up here. Oop, gotta warm it up again. Okay. Can I just wipe that off? Yeah. That's the good thing about the markers, that if you mess up, you can just kind of like wipe it off before it dries. So I just wrote June 2024 at the top, and just a little reminder for me to seek and find throughout this month. That's kind of like my monthly mantra. I did forget that the 15th, I wanted to put date night there. So let me just add date night. And then I do want to mark my paydays, which will be the 14th and the 28th. Awesome. Okay. So this is not the best view of it, but hopefully I can post a picture showing a better view. As for the inserts, y'all, let's do a quick flip through before we take out our May inserts. I can't believe we're almost at like halfway in 2024. I really do feel like it's still March and like January, February of this year. Can't believe we're almost halfway through, but what's really exciting this year is that I'm intentionally saving all of my inserts in the same space. What I've done in the past is I've saved them, but they've all been in like different places and I can't find them at the end of the year. So I'm really excited to kind of walk through my inserts for the year and talk about my favorite spreads and just reflect. But while we are working on June, let's just, you know, flip through May. I didn't really refer to this a lot now that I think about it. Of course, I don't use the dashboard nor the monthly calendar. Here is my May to-do list, which I stopped tracking very clearly. But my inserts this month, I just really leaned into planning, and planning more so like on the cuff. If I didn't want to write a to-do list for the day, I didn't force myself to do it. I grabbed a sticky note and kept it moving. As you can see, I do love my sticky notes though, especially the black with the white and the silver. I don't know if that picks up well on camera, but this is the silver ink and this is the white ink. This was a good one too when I found those beautiful, what is it, I can't even remember the name of the pens, these ones right here. When I discovered these, and then used the kind of berry colored one first and then used the copper colored next. But as you can see, like I said, like sometimes I pick it up to write a to-do list every day. Other times I'm just writing with sticky notes. As you can see here, it just shows like I don't always plan a to-do list every single day. Sometimes I'm just working off the previous day's to-do list. So those are my inserts for May. Let's rip these out and get ready to plan for June. Okay, we're gonna see how this works. This is the in morning pen, so like day in morning, like AM. And it's a 0.5 millimeter nib, and it's a pretty plain barrel. As you can see, there is a nice grip here. I mean, this is really nice. I like the texture of the grip too. It's not just the rubber, it's kind of like lined. So definitely a comfortable hold. And I do like the aesthetic of the pen. I just can't ever remember using this pen recently, which is why I picked it out of the pens that I keep at my work desk to plan this month with it. And if I don't like it, that's okay, because this is just the monthly planner layout for my finances. So what I'm gonna do is plan out the checks, trying to remember what day I get paid, the 14th. All right, let's go. Okay, this was one of those months where the paychecks are just kind of weird in how they fall in the month. So because I got paid the 31st, that pretty much paid almost all of my bills, because a lot of them are due kind of towards that beginning of the month. So most of it is just highlighted with the beige mile liner, but it is what it is. It's really just a way for me to kind of write it out, because as y'all know, I think I showed this a couple videos ago, I purchased some new finance inserts and I'm primarily using those to track expenses, the recurring payments, debt payoff, and things of that nature. So this is mainly just let me lay it out, see what all the bills look like for the month, and keep it moving. So this pen it's different. It doesn't write as smoothly. Like I'm writing on top of the notepad right now because I can't find my clipboard. And it's almost as if I'm writing on like a pebbled texture. It's not that smooth of a writing experience, but I'm gonna keep pushing through because maybe I'm the problem, you know? We'll see. I don't think I'm the problem, but I'm trying to be open-minded. Maybe I just need to change how I'm using the pen, but it's a beautiful pen. That's why I picked it up and, you know, wanted to use it here to remember what I liked about it and what I don't like about it. So we're gonna try to play with it using the monthly admin insert, but let me know, what pen are you using right now? What's your go-to? I always try to change things up, but my favorites, as y'all know, definitely stay the same. Y'all, look what I wrote. Why did I write July here? Ugh. What is wrong with me? Okay, we're just gonna do a nice little cute squiggle and write June 2024. And it's not even like I'm ready for July, because I'm barely ready for June, even though it's here. So I don't know why I wrote July, but whatever. Let me know how you correct mistakes in your planner. As y'all can see, I just crossed it out. I think we've gotten like correction tape. I know there's whiteout. I don't do any of that because what really bothers me, and this is such a small thing to be annoyed about, I cannot stand when the whiteout or like the correction tape doesn't match the shade of the insert. So I'd rather just cross it off. That's just me. That's just how I operate. But let me know how you correct your mistakes below. We're still gonna get this highlighted with pink. There is some smearing going on, which I don't love, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna be a little bit lighter as I highlight some of these dates that are important as of right now. The 14th is PTO for a half day. The 15th is that date night. 19th is Juneteenth and no work. And the 16th is Father's Day. So that weekend will be a little bit busier, but at least we have that half day to kind of ease into the start of that like shorter week. Okay, so as far as tasks are concerned, I feel like this is usually the part that I leave blank. We are gonna put it aside because that is going to be saved for later after we incorporate last week's sort of pre-plan method. But for now, I did want to move on to this new insert, which is from Rosie Paperterie. If you did see me unbox it, then you know what this is all about. You know why I did it, so let's just jump right into it. I'm really curious how this pen is going to interact with the paper. The Rosie Paperterie paper is smoother than the cloth and paper. And as you can see, it's not the same color. I would say cloth and papers is a little bit more like cooler white, and the Rosie Paperterie is a little bit warmer. I don't know if that's picking up on camera well, but let me see if I can bring it up. Let's see how this does. I'm curious. All right, so we're gonna put June and not July at the top. Ooh, okay. Y'all, I actually really like how this is writing. I really do like it. All right, so we are going to put the habits on the black line above, and then I'm gonna leave the recap blank, of course, and ways to improve so that we can fill that out at the end of the month. But I am gonna jot down the habits that I thought about and want to incorporate this month. All right, so I picked some of these habits for a couple of different reasons. Let me know what habits you're focusing on for the month of June. A lot of these are things I just want to improve upon. The reading, I do really well with reading, but lately I've been focusing more on kind of creating content and honestly like downtime after work and then creating content. So there's been less reading lately. I just want to make sure I am getting those 30 minutes of reading minimum daily. So that's definitely gonna be a little bit harder, but I know I did it yesterday, so we're gonna cross that off. And 100 ounces is for water, move my body. Whether it's like a full 30-minute of exercise or really going for a walk, I think it's just really important to move and stretch and really start using my muscles more often. I wanna get back into reading the Bible. And then as far as the AM and PM routine, I'm really good with my PM routine. It's the morning routine that I've struggled with. Sometimes I've been choosing to just sleep in, especially when work has been more stressful. I'll just kind of sleep in to get my mind ready, or even if I'm up, I'll just try to like scroll or read, try to do something. And I think I need to get out of bed and really get my day started more often. So I am tracking my AM routine. I know I did it well this morning. I did not allow myself to just hunker down, but what will really be the test here is that midweek work week, kind of back to back right there. So those are the habits I want to track. I haven't done all of them yet, but the day is still not over. And I know for sure that this will be helpful for me moving forward. So we have the financial inserts, we have the monthly admin, we have the habit tracker. We are gonna finally move on to planning for the week, although I did just want to mention that I'm incorporating the daily gratitude log back into my planner. I've kind of been using like the notebooks, the millions of notebooks that you've all seen that I have and use as like a journal. However, I think it'll be helpful for me to purposely focus on gratitude because I tend to just journal about whatever's on my mind, but I want to be more intentional about making sure I am practicing gratitude. So I'm just going to fill out one for yesterday really quickly. Okay, so I just wrote a quick thing that I was grateful for yesterday. If you saw my Instagram stories, then you know that I got to see my dad play again. He plays the bass guitar, so that was just a lot of fun to see him play and be so happy. And I'll make sure I will keep track of that. Hold me accountable, y'all. If y'all see towards the end of the month that I'm not filling it out, you should chastise me because I need to do better. All right, so this is the inserts. These two right here. I'm not sure which one I want. Let's go with this one. I wish there was like a standalone notes page within the monthly spreads, or the weekly spread rather. Both of these are kind of behind things. I wish it was just like one notes insert here. So what I think I may do, no, let's just use it. Okay, sorry, I'm undecided. And a lot of times I think I know what I want to do, and then I get here and sit down and plan, and I just feel something completely different. So let me get out the pre-plan from last week and we'll get started. So seriously, if you have not paused already and watched last week's video, this is not going to make sense. You'll just see a bunch of words and a list. I really encourage you to stop and go back and watch it. But I'm going to pull out the end result of the kind of new method of planning, because as I told y'all, I wrote out pretty much everything that I thought about. Everything that came to mind is on this page back in front. However, I want to be realistic, right? Part of planning goals and like planning, whether it's self-care or personal, professional, it's about being realistic. I think the acronym is called SMART, right? Your goals have to be specific, measurable, attainable, timeable. I don't remember what the R is. Oh, realistic. There we go. That's the one that I need too. So I want to make sure that the goals that I set are actually realistic and not setting myself up for failure, right? Because I'm not a superwoman. I can't achieve 3,000 goals in a month. I mean, I could, but they would be very small. Like, get out of bed today. So I will not be adding every goal to this list or every sort of item from this list to this list, but that's because in between these, I took some time to journal, and I'm not going to show that because, you know, it's like kind of personal, but that helps me to show, okay, what can I be realistic about, right? And what can I focus on moving forward? So what I'm going to do is write the month at the top and then just write some of these goals down on here that I decided to move forward with. Let me bring this up because as I was writing, I think it just goes to show, okay, I'm jumping thoughts right now, but each pen changes my handwriting in a certain way. I feel like this pen made my handwriting smaller. As you can see, I started off with more kind of like normal handwriting size for me, but as I continued to write, I found myself conforming to how the pen is, like the structure of the pen itself, the physical structure, and my handwriting got smaller. So people always ask me, like, how do you write so neat? You know, what pen are you using? Like, how I write is truly dependent sometimes on the pen that I use. Like, generally speaking, I have neat handwriting, but I think it's always cool to see how your handwriting shifts based on the pen that you have. So I thought that was pretty interesting. There was some skipping. I don't know if you can see it with the wedding guest dress. There was definitely some skipping with that word, and retreat. There was some skipping, but otherwise, I really do like the pen. It is a little bit of a harder write. Like, it's not as smooth of a writing experience, but I do like how it made my handwriting a little bit smaller. As a big handwriting girl, I can definitely appreciate that. So as you can see, not every to-do item or goal was written down on this list. Oh, I forgot about my June 20th board meeting. Ooh, shame on me. Okay. I need to make sure I get that written down because I don't even have that in my calendar yet. But not every goal and to-do item is here on this list, especially with the board stuff and the wedding stuff. I'll keep y'all updated on that because we do have some updates. But for right now, my biggest focus is really that engagement party. So again, we're being realistic. We're not setting ourselves up for failure, and we're being very specific. We're being, measurable. So I'm really excited to see how this month fares now that I knew what I wanted to do coming in. The final thing that I'm really excited to do is plan for the week. I'm really excited. It's a new month. We have a lot of fun things coming up. We're going to be doing the planner challenge this month. So if you haven't signed up for that, be sure to do so by going to, you can go to my link tree and then you can find the link there. But I think it's just subscribe.themoneymichelle.com. That's how you can sign up for the planner challenge. I'm really excited for that. And yeah, we have like some audit content coming up because it is the end of the first half of the year at the end of June. So we're going to be looking at how we can audit the first half of the year to really get ready and prepared and informed for the second half of the year. So I'm excited about that. For the to-do list for this week, I'm going to actually bifurcate the list because there are some content-related things that I want to kind of keep separate from the personal and board stuff. So I really want to separate business and personal. And personal will kind of include maybe like some work stuff occasionally, but never anything that's confidential, right? Like if I just have to go somewhere, I'll track that here. Personal will also include things like appointments and that friend's opening on this coming Friday. But I really want to separate business and personal to the extent I can, but also keep it all in the same planner because I've definitely downsized this year. Someone reminded me of that. They commented on my 2024 planner lineup video. I was like, wow, things changed. I'm like, thanks for the reminder. They definitely have. But y'all know, I always say, like, as life changes, our needs change. And this year so far, I found a need to just kind of slow down and not be all over the place. So really all I want to do is pick up one planner. All right, so we have all of that highlighted. Because it is smearing, I'm not going to continue to highlight the appointments and meetings like I typically do, but I do want to start with this to-do list. So for this month, I did just want to make some updates. I actually took up the entire list, but I needed to. So obviously I have some like things that y'all probably see a lot. I really need to drop off those clothes. I haven't. They've been sitting in my closet. I want to donate them so bad. So I'm really trying to get that done. So I put that first this week. Obviously we want to finish books, things like that. But because we're tracking the reading, I think I can remove that from this list. The kitchen update, we're not doing renovations, but we're changing the structure of how we put the things in the cabinet with the hope that we see the food that we bought and don't forget about it and eat the food that we actually buy. Okay, I'm gonna keep this separate. I am gonna write what I wrote on that acrylic monthly board, which was seek and find, just as a little reminder, and then move forward. Forward is my word of the year. So we're gonna keep that up there too. And then I am gonna find a sticky note to write down my business to-do items. I know y'all are sick of me. I promise we are almost done. I just want to write something different on here. And I'm gonna have to find another silver pen because I use this a lot. I don't even use the white one anymore as much as I use the silver one. And I actually prefer the silver pen on this sticky note. So if you have any silver pen recommendations, please put them in the comments below so I can buy more. I would appreciate that. Right now I'm just making a border for the sticky note. I don't know why I do this. I think it's just nice. That's a little flair, pizzazz, you know? Okay, so, smeared, boo. Okay, it's not that bad. We're gonna leave it. I'm gonna write business. Almost wrote the wrong way. Huh, why not? Let's write the wrong way. All right, this is enough to give me some idea of the things that I want to accomplish this week. Will I accomplish everything? No, but at least I have a running to-do list, and we're gonna put this on the weekend, which is where I typically like to add my sticky notes because I don't usually write to-do lists on here, at least for the weekend. Most of my weekend to-do lists typically tend to live on some notepad or sticky note. So we're gonna write this sticky note right here. We're gonna leave it there. So that is it for the upcoming month and the upcoming week. I feel more prepared now that I have for the new month or the start of a new month in a very long time. I can't remember the last time I felt this prepared. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in today's video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great June, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.